What's up guys, Scootman 5000 back for another action figure review, and today we're looking at the Medicom Mafex Huntress from Batman Hush. The Batman Hush line, one of the more prolific lines from Mafex, pretty fleshed out at this point that we're getting to a character like the Huntress. If you've been watching a long time, you remember I did review Catwoman. I didn't have any of the other figures then. Since then, went a little nuts. I have most of them, so we're going to do some good comparisons. And the box here is what we're used to with pretty much every Hush release so far. Blue box, reminiscent of the artwork of the covers. And Mafex, you know, is minimalist. Product shots all over on the sides. On the back, a nice rundown. Let's get the Huntress out of her package and let's take a look. And here we are with the Huntress Helena Bertenelli out of the packaging. For the accessories, it's a very elegant selection here. The tray looks clean. It's very minimalist offering, but it's everything you need. It's the Huntress. So we got a total of 5 sets of hands, including the ones on the figure being the fist hands. Then we do have some grips. We got some open, wide out hands. We got a bit more action style. And then some hands that are kind of open, kind of pointing. I'm sure they're used for something specific. For the head sculpts, we got the neutral coming on the figure by default. Looks pretty good. And I think what sold me on this figure, to be honest, angry head sculpt. I love a good expression. And Mafex, one of the best at it. Beautiful rendition here of the character. And then we get her iconic weapon, the staff. We also do get the Mafex base and stand. I didn't even take it out of the baggie. I feel like these arms are usually not the best. Like, they don't hold weight. I mean, this is a very light figure. But these are the kind of stands you got to get in and kind of tighten them yourself. I don't really use Mafex stands. And that leaves us with the Huntress. A beautiful figure. And one that really caught me off guard. Like, I guess I wasn't thinking about the Huntress. But when I saw it, I'm like, I absolutely need that. Because this is a character I don't have on the shelf. And if you grew up on Justice League Unlimited, huge part of that show, great character. Even Brave and the Bold, or in the Arrow TV show. And of course, Batman Hush. Not really a huge part of Batman Hush, but the artwork is incredible. And I remember shots of her on a motorcycle, maybe chasing Hush or Batgirl or something like that. But it's a great scene, very atmospheric, incredible stuff. So that's why Hush is such a great Mafex line. And we've gotten so deep. We have all the main characters. We're about to get Nightwing any day. And I'm really excited about that. We're building a Bat family, and here we are. Helena Bertenelli, the Huntress, a very unique member of the Batman family. And we'll start out at the head sculpt here, and you see beautiful sculpting work and paint on Mafex. You really can't go wrong with a Mafex. I love the exaggerated nature of the mask, and then, you know, just the little design elements, these little spikes coming near her cheeks there. The crosses in gold as the earrings. Now we move our way down, and we get into the cape. Now, I've come to notice I don't really like Mafex capes, but I am happy to say on the Huntress, really not the case here because it's such a small, dainty figure. They give you just enough cape. I'm going to show you the Batman later. Maybe this is just a Batman problem, but too much cape on those, but enough on here. And it's a beautiful cape. Actually get a nice white outline on either side on the back. Very clean, black on white with the design here, and you get the nice midriff and the purple belt. Everything's executed crisp and clean and looks great. Underneath the cape here, you get the little short sleeves. These raised pieces are kind of a lighter purple. All the belts and buckles and pouches are a different purple from the gloves, the mask, the boots, the cape. So there's just a slight variation to it. And this is just such a great color scheme, a great design of a character, I think. And again, Mafex really crushing it. When we move down to the shorts or singlet, whatever you want to call this, I seem to recall these being a little shorter. And, you know, it's an action figure. What are we going to do? But I don't like when we make compromises like that and we go, oh, we got to make them longer. No, you don't have to do that. But maybe I'm just seeing things. It's not really a huge deal. Figure overall still looks excellent. Even when we get down to the boots here, tie it all together. The bottom tread of the boot is that different color. So overall, crisp and clean, wonderful presentation, and a great character, an underutilized, underrated character to have on the shelf. And in such a premium format is great to have. Now let's get into the articulation on the Huntress. It looks pretty good based on promotional images, but let's see how well I fare. For the head, there's a head and a neck here, but I don't think you're getting back at all. Hair is pretty much perfectly sculpted. Pretty decent forward, side to side, motion. And just a little update, articulation is not much better on this action pose head sculpt. Despite the sway sideways, there's still just enough hair going straight down right before it that still doesn't go back at all. At the shoulders here, moving up. Not very comfortable, actually. Looks like a double elbow, seamless, pinless joints, and it's 90 degrees exactly. And there is a tiny wrist joint here, going up and down. I almost took the hands off, but there you go. Torso has a ball joint at the top and a ball joint at the waist. Combined, going back that much, forward that much. All kinds of tilt and hula hoop. Kickback is blocked by the bat cakes. Kick forward, much better. Great use of a hidden thigh cut here on the shorts. Not quite all the way back, but good enough. Goes down, up, ankle rocker movement, and toe hinge. For comparison, we'll start large just for this one. These are some McFarlane figures. The Hush Batman is fitting, and here's just another female figure I had on hand. And, you know, maybe this works, especially if, you know, I see a lot of Bat families where you want Batman to be this big, tall, imposing figure, and then all the Robins and all the Batgirls are over here. For me, this just isn't my mental image of the Huntress next to Batman, but I will say it's not as off as I might have thought before I went into this. Usually these imports run very, very small, but Mafex has a good middle line. It does work well with domestic 6-inch and maybe some 7-inch if you're creative. But that's not what we're here to see. We're here to see her with the other Mafex Hush figures. So we'll start out with the two female characters. We got Harley Quinn and Catwoman, a bit of Gotham City Sirens or Birds of Prey action going on here. And this is great. 3 beautiful, elegant figures, and we're getting Poison Ivy to go with. So great stuff on Mafex, some of the best female action figures out there. And of course the Huntress will fit right in with the villains, the Joker and Hush himself. And just look at the colors here. Everything's popping. I love how the Joker's purple is different from the Huntress, but just the vibrancy and the detail on all these figures, really great stuff. And here's Too Much Cape Batman. Let's try to get him in here. And now I don't have the Hush Superman, but here is Cyborg Superman, who I think is a very similar shape and size, might even be reused from that Hush Superman. I mean, it was either Cyborg Superman or Chunky Boy Superman, so take with that what you will. There's your Supermans. And that is going to do it for the Huntress from Mafex. And what a great character to finally have a great definitive figure for on the shelf. Now, this is that 6-inch scale, so it's really not going to work with McFarlane's, but at least on that Hush display, which is shaping up to be a wonderful, detailed, vibrant display in itself. You throw other Mafexes in the mix, like the Reign of the Supermen figures, or the upcoming Nightfall figures. Are you kidding me? You can't beat it. So, great stuff from Mafex. Pretty impressed every time I pick one of these up, and this is one of the better ones. Just, I think, because of the character and the color scheme. Everything's working out here. As always, I'm going to leave it off with some figure photography, and you can check out my whole library of that over on Instagram, scoopman_5000. You can check out my second channel. We're going to be talking Marvel and DC movies. As always, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what your favorite part about this figure was. Tell me what your favorite Batman Hush figure is so far. And we'll see you in the next action figure review.